Hey there, welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. My goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can decide whether or not you want to spend time or money or both sometimes watching a particular film. So today, the movie I'm reviewing is called The Beekeeper. And I actually recorded this video like 2 weeks ago and I couldn't find the video and thought it had gone live. Anyway, here I am recording it again. Thank you so much for your patience. And if you're ever wondering why hasn't she posted a video, look on my website, moviereviewmom.com, because I always post the written review first, well, mostly, and then I record the video. But anyway, back to this movie. This is an action thriller that is now playing in theaters and has since January 12th. Like I said, this was supposed to go up sooner. The movie is rated R. It's an hour and 45 minutes. And my overall movie review mom grade is probably a B plus, a true B movie. Our puns will be included in this review. Now, let me give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I liked, things I didn't like, tips for parents, themes worth talking about, funny lines, interesting lines, and finally, recommendations for other films that are sort of similar that you might also like or even like better than this one. You ready to start? Me too. So in a nutshell, in the movie The Beekeeper, one man's brutal campaign for vengeance takes on national stakes after he is revealed to be a former operative of a powerful and clandestine organization known as Beekeepers. This movie was directed by David Ayer and written by Kurt Wimmer. Screenwriting was Kurt Wimmer, who also co-produced the film. So there is a long list of things that I liked about the movie because I really did get a kick out of it. Uh, First of all, I am a Jason Statham fan, so I was excited to see this film. I think he does a really great job in comedies as well as in serious action flicks like this one, although this one does have a lot of humor as well. And he also produced this movie. If you're a fan, I think you're going to get a kick out of it. Jeremy Irons is in the film and he looks great. I just love his voice. I mean, who doesn't? And he always plays a perfect villain. It's hopefully that's not a spoiler. I think you can see that in the trailer. I haven't even seen the trailer, but it's no big surprise. It's hard to see Josh Hutcherson as anyone but PETA in the Hunger Games trilogy. Am I right? To his credit, though, I didn't even recognize him in this movie at first. I thought he did a good, believable job. Additional noteworthy cast performances were by Felicia Rashad. It's always great to see her. Minnie Driver, love her. Emma Raver-Lampman and Taylor James, among many. If you're a bee lover, you should definitely check out a super sweet woman's video on YouTube. She does YouTube shorts also, where she saves bees every day. Click on my link below to see some of her YouTube videos. She just has the sweetest voice and such a sweet, genuine love for saving bees. All right, back to the movie. That was a little side note. Helpful tip number one, don't ever call the phone number from a pop-up window that declares you have a virus. You know that already, right? If not, this is a good example of what could happen for real. Helpful tip number two, don't ever let someone manage your bank account who doesn't understand helpful tip number one, right? The machine gun scene at the gas station was so over the top that it made me laugh out loud. There are a lot of bee facts and bee references. Helpful tip number three, it's smart to have a hidden stash of supplies somewhere for a quick getaway. There is a lot of hard-hitting action, as expected, in this violent movie, but there's also a lot of fun humor throughout the film. What makes the movie even more fun is that the film is very self-aware. It's always a little bit annoying when a movie takes itself a little too seriously. And you can see the writer's tongue and the actor's tongue firmly implanted in their cheeks in this film. Now, with that praise, there were just a few things that I didn't like or just thought could have been done better or differently. For example, the character with the worst potty mouth in the entire story is a young woman. I hate that. Why do girls nowadays think that they have to be trashy like guys to be taken seriously? Now I get it. It's just a character. It's just a movie. But I do see that in real life, and it is such a turnoff. For a guy who is supposed to be so feared and skilled, the beekeeper sure left a lot of clues. Were they intentional? Was that lazy writing? I don't know. There more fun things could have been done, I think, to make the movie even more playful, even though, I mean, they do insert some humor and amusing moments. Now, let me give you some tips for parents. There is some profanity, including quite a few F bombs. Bees get killed. But so do humans. We see bloody, brutal deaths, lots of destruction, lots of alcohol and cigarettes. And a sign on a wall says, BS is spoken here, except it didn't use the initials BS, if you know what I mean. Just tips for parents. Some people will often comment down below and say, are those things bad? Are you saying those things are bad? Some of them are. Some of it is just a heads up for parents to decide what they think. So some of the themes that are illustrated really well are law versus justice, online scams, revenge, vigilante justice, which I love vigilante movies, friendship, loyalty, corruption, and politics. So whenever I watch movies, I write down the funny lines and the interesting lines simply so I can share them with you so you can get a taste and feel for the dialogue and script writing quality. And you can see all of the lines on my written review at moviereviewmom.com, but I'll share some of them with you here right now. So there's an agent, Matt Wiley, played by Bobby Naderi, and the line is, "You've been a busy bee. You were supposed to be retired." So that's not a super clever line, but given that it's, a movie called The Beekeeper, it's kind of cute. Let's see, I was going to share another line. I'm reading my notes right now. One of them has a bad word in it, so I'm not going to say it because I don't swear. How about this one? This is a conversation between Lazarus, who's played by Taylor James, and Adam Clay, who's played by Jason Statham. So Lazarus says to Jason Statham's character, to be or not to be, that is the question. That's pretty clever. And then Jason Statham replies, I think I'll take to be. All right, and then there's some great lines in the movie that were worth noting. For example, Jeremy Irons, who plays Wallace Westwild, says he's probably the last pair of eyes you're going to stare at as he threatens that this person's going to be killed. This next line just made me laugh out loud by Jason Statham. He says, we have laws for these things until they fail. Then you have me. And then Jeremy Irons says at another point, do you live in the real world or just protect it? I thought that was interesting. And then another time, Jason Statham's character says, decide which side you're working for, law or justice. And that's kind of that vigilante opinion for sure. All right, so I've got 3 recommendations of Jason Statham movies that I think you'll also get a kick out of. One is called Wrath of Man. Now, it is much more serious, but I thought he did a really good acting job. I saw him kind of dig a little deeper than sometimes I see him do. A recent movie is Meg 2, The Trench. I don't know if you've been into the Meg franchise. I got a kick out of them. They're just super silly and fun and goofy. And so that one came out last year. And then another one that came out, I think it was last year or the year before, is called Operation Fortune, Ruse de Guerre. And it is comedy, action, spy, a lot of tongue-in-cheek humor, and I got a kick out of that one too. So I like it when we can see him kick bad guy butt, but with a wink to the audience, he shows that he's very aware that this is a popcorn movie and isn't going to win an Oscar or anything like that. All right, thank you so much for spending time with me. When you get a minute, run over to my Instagram page. You can find me there as Movie Review Mom, but also as Trina Boice, where you can see my books, my online courses, and a fun laugh for the day and my other shenanigans. Have a fantastic day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.